I recently went to see Wicked for Good in theaters, thrilled to watch on the big screen one of the most magical musicals I've ever seen. But as I watched Elphaba rise, as I heard those songs again, the question suddenly hit me. How was Wicked even created? Where did this story come from? And why it has become one of the most influential musicals of all time? Those questions led me to a deep rabbit hole, uncovering decades of inspiration, expected connections, creative battles, and artistic triumphs. Today, I'm sharing the full story behind this culture-shifting musical, how it was written, who shaped it, and why Wicked continues to change audiences for good. My name is Joel Casillas from behind the Encore, and let me tell you the full story. Before Wicked could exist, we need to follow the yellow brick back to its origins. Wicked wasn't created out of nowhere. Its roots goes back to one of the America's most iconic stories, The Wizard of Oz. In 1900, L. Frank Baum published the children's novel that introduced the world to Dorothy, a Kansas girl transported by a cyclone into the world of Oz. To return home, she must defeat the Wicked Witch of the West. Along the way, she meets the Scarecrow in need of a brain, the Tin Woodman longing for a heart, and the Cowardly Lion seeking courage. That, by the way, I hate so much, Cowardly Lion. Like, I already hated that character, but the movie made it hate him even more. The story became a classic almost instantly. Nothing would compare to the 1939 MGM film adaptation starring Judy Garland. That movie changed cinema forever. Its use of Technicolor, its visuals, characters, and its music became a cultural touchstone. Even though the production was chaotic and difficult behind the scenes, The Wizard of Oz left an artistic legacy that continues to influence storytelling even today. And that legacy eventually inspired one of Broadway's most beloved musicals. Wicked didn't start as a musical at all. It began with a question, one that novelist Gregory Maguire couldn't shake. In 1992, Maguire was searching for a new idea. He wanted to explore evil. But what is evil, really? Is it something someone is born with, or something the world creates? Maguire has explained that his fascination started after reading about historical figures like Hitler, temples of the darkest human behavior. The turning point came from a heartbreaking story about a child who died at the hands of other children. He remembers thinking, that's a wicked story. He realized that he wanted to explore wickedness, but through a symbolic character. And suddenly, it became obvious. Green-skinned Wicked Witch of the West, Margaret Hamilton's iconic character. Margaret Hamilton's iconic character from the 1939 film adaptation. What if the Wicked Witch wasn't born evil? What if she had a story that we've never heard? And so, Maguire began writing Wicked, the life and times of the Wicked Witch of the West, a novel that reimagined Oz from the witch's perspective. It was a darker, political, and morally complex, very different from the children's tale that we all know. But it was a reinterpretation that planted the seed for something even bigger. Now that the story existed in a book form, it needed someone brave enough to adapt it. Enter Marc Platt. At the time, Marc Platt was president of production at Universal Studios, and he believed the Wicked novel would be a very good film adaptation. But the project took a surprising turn when composer Stephen Schwartz came across the book. Schwartz, already a Broadway icon thanks to Godspell, Pippin, and his work on Disney's Pocahontas, immediately saw something different in the story. He approached Marc Platt and convinced him to drop the film idea, and his pitch was simple. This shouldn't be a movie first, it should be a musical. Schwartz believed the emotional journey of Elphaba and Glinda needed music. Music powerful enough to explore themes of identity, morality, friendship, and destiny. So the team expanded. Playwright Winnie Holzman joined the project, bringing her sharp emotional storytelling and character-driven writing. Together, Schwartz, Holzman, and Platt formed the creative trio behind Wicked. They aligned quickly, all understanding that this wasn't just a retelling. It was a story about empathy, perspective, and rewriting the narrative we think we know. We're bringing a musical that challenged its audiences to question what makes something good or wicked, and Broadway would never be the same. At its core, Wicked tells the story of Elphaba, a girl born different, misunderstood, and judged before she even speaks. And Glinda, beautiful, privileged, and adored, begins as a rivalry, transforming to one of theater's most complex emotional friendships, two opposites who shape each other's lives for good. Since its premiere in 2003, Wicked has become a global Broadway phenomenon, a multi-generational touchstone, cultural movement about acceptance, empathy, and self-discovery. It has also created unforgettable duos like Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in Broadway, and now Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande in the film adaptation. Wicked didn't just succeed, it became a story people need. It inspired audiences to question the narratives they're told, to look beyond labels, to see the world from another perspective. And that's why Wicked continues to endure decade after decade. It was a story that felt inevitable, a story that felt timeless, and a story that will continue changing audiences for good. If you ever get the chance to see Wicked live, take it. It's one of the most breathtaking shows you'll ever experience, and one that might leave you humming its songs long after the curtain falls. I'm really excited to see these movies being adapted into film adaptation, wondering what other musicals could have this treatment. But so far, when I saw Wicked live, it truly changed the way that I saw musicals. And knowing that I even have friends that hadn't seen Wicked before, almost know nothing about that musical. And after seeing the films, they loved it. And they are so excited to go see Wicked one day. And that's what musicals should be about. So that's why this is a story that I'm pretty passionate about. That's why I wanted to tell all of you about how it was created, because we always take for granted that a musical was created as a musical. But this was not just that. It had to create a book first, then it was a novel, and then finally a film adaptation that was not made, and instead it was made a musical. And well, I hope you enjoyed this short story. I want to invite all of you to follow me on my social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, as Behind the Encore. I upload reviews, I go to musicals, especially in the San Diego, Los Angeles area. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next story.